Hello, hello. Hey, She Army. How are you guys doing? It is Wisdom Wednesday. Hopefully, everyone's having a good week so far. Um, and if you will be watching this later, hopefully, you're having a good week as well whenever you get the time to get a chance to watch this broadcast. Anywho, tonight's topic is all about charting a new path in life. Tonight I wanted to really discuss and go into what that looks like and three tips around being able to take the first step in terms of charting a new path. So I'm really talking about the new path when you've had like a life transition, a life change, maybe what you're doing and where you're going no longer serves you. You feel like you need to pivot, take your life in a new direction. You see, sometimes we are afraid to look ourselves in the mirror and admit that we're unhappy, that we aren't satisfied, that we are in need of a change. And it's even scarier to actually go ahead and take those steps, right? To actually walk down that path or, head down this new path that we're thinking about. How many of you have ever been faced with an event in your life or in your business that gave you cause for pause? You're like, I need to slow down. Maybe I should stop messing with or hanging with this person or these people. Maybe I shouldn't accept these types of clients. Maybe I need to rethink my business strategy. I need to change the hours I work, or I need to change how I collaborate with others. The list could really be endless. Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever experienced anything like that. When in thinking about these types of experiences, the fact still remains that charting a new path isn't easy, especially when it's different, right? The road less traveled is often lonely, right? Oh, I see a 1. Yes, 1 in the comments. That road less traveled is lonely. But you see, I actually welcome the road less traveled. I welcome the road less traveled because I don't want to be like everybody else. I always seek out that which is for me, not that which is for someone else, meaning the path that I'm supposed to be on, not someone else's path, right? People will have you on their road forever, and you will never, ever arrive at your destination because it's not the path you're supposed to be on. And it's just that simple. I know it's easier said than done to be able to ignore all the distractions, rise above the naysayers, and really just put it into your own procrastination, quite frankly. But you have to do it. You have to do it in order to be able to manifest the life you desire, to manifest your own happiness, manifest your own success. So I just want to go into really quickly 3 tips that will help you get started into charting this new path. So the first one is to self-assess, meaning check in with yourself, right? That's always the first step and the most important step because it gives you a sense of where you are. Are you happy? How are you feeling about your life? How are you feeling about your business? Does the direction that you're going jive with what your core values are, right? The second is define your own success. So, what does success look like for you? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Where are you? Can you picture it? What do all of these things look like in your mind, in your mind's eye, when you're dreaming, when you're daydreaming? Like, what does that success factor look like for you? And then identify your 1. That's the third step. Identify your 1. And that's your 1 action that you can do today that will help you get closer to where you want to be. And you need to set a time and you need to do it. So I always say start with 1 thing. There might be 20 things you need to do, but we're just identifying that 1 thing that you can do today to help you get closer to where you want to be. So again, the 3 tips for helping you get started in charting your own path. Self-assess, define your own success, and identify your 1. Identify that 1 thing that you can do today to help you get closer to your goals. See, taking action creates momentum. And once you get started, you use that positive momentum to keep going, right? I know it sounds oversimplified, but it's really true, right? If you're not doing anything, it's going to be harder. If you think about if you're lying down on the floor, right? Lying down on the floor, you're trying to stand up. It is not to say, not sure how old everyone is, but it's a lot further to get up from the floor to stand all the way up. However, if you're already moving, if your momentum is already going, if you're already standing up, if you're kneeling, if you're sitting about to get up to a chair, that momentum is already going in the right direction for you to be able to stand, if that makes sense. So taking that one action or that one step will help you get closer to where you want to be. You see, when I was going through my divorce, I had so much fear. This is an example, my personal example. So much fear about taking that first step, so much fear about telling people that I was going through a divorce, so much fear about what people thought. I was like whispering in the corner, like, yeah, I'm not with my husband anymore. And, or I just wasn't telling people, I was just faking like we were still together. I wasn't walking on my own path, right? I was still on the old path. And so the great thing about that and being able to self-assess and determine like if I was happy, right? I had to take these steps for myself. Was I happy? What did success look like for me? What's the one action that I could do today? So I had to like really sit with that, right? Like, okay, am I happy? No. What does success look like for me? Success looked like happy, freedom, being able to work towards my goals in a productive way and not feel slighted or not feel like I was less than in my own space, in my own home. And then my one action was to stand up for myself, point blank period. That was my one action. Just for that one time when I had to get started, it was just to stand up for myself. So, um, you know, go through those steps and you'll find that once you get that momentum, you'll be able to keep going. Because once I did that, the next thing was to do research about how to file for divorce. Like it was just that simple. Like once I had that confidence, I just kept going. And you see, my new path is different. Like I realized I was like, this is going to be different. I would have less bags with me. I would have more responsibility, but I would be doing things on my own terms. And what's more important, I was choosing what my success looked like. Nobody else was in charge of that. I'm the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I get to choose my path and live my life on my own terms. And so can you. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing in your personal life as well as in your business. And if you're interested in gaining clarity on how to get unstuck and on how to chart that path, that new path in your life, go ahead and book a 15-minute clarity call with me. It's free. I've dropped the link for the clarity call in the description of this live if you want more information. I do also want to let you guys know I'm doing a workshop tomorrow. That's November the 19th. Mindset Hacks for Bosses, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. The link for the ticket is also in the description of this live if you're interested in coming out. But pretty much what we're going to be doing is going through some practical steps in terms of getting your mindset right as an entrepreneur and things that you can do to be able to stay in the game, stay focused. I say this a lot that entrepreneurship is hard, but it doesn't have to be defeating, right? It's difficult, but you can get through it. And there's some things that I found that lead to success over time and help you to be able to train your mind and really constantly have that positive mindset to keep moving forward. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow at the workshop. Also, if you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube, if you're interested in joining my free Facebook community, the Simply She Army, the link for the description is also in the live. It's a community of ambitious women who are go-getters and who are also interested in removing those self-limiting beliefs, getting tips and clarity for their business as well as their personal life. So if you're interested in joining, definitely make sure you click the link in the description of this live. So I will hang around if there's any questions that you guys have, questions or comments. If this is resonating with you guys, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I see a few people watching, a few people liking, a few people hearting. So thanks so much. But Let me know if you have questions, if you have comments, if you want to share anything. Any questions, guys? Any comments? Okay, we got a thanks. Thank you. So, guys, if you're watching this later, after I'm done with the live, you can still drop in your comments. You can still drop in your questions. I will be responding to them in the group or on the Facebook page and YouTube as well. So, definitely feel free to still ask questions, leave comments, and you can also DM me. You can DM me on Facebook at I Simply She, also on Instagram at I_simply_she. And then, of course, personally, on all my handles, it's at Crystal Vernay. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. So, hopefully, what I've shared today has been helpful. And remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys soon.